All right, so let me just start by saying this might be a rough recording. I did not sleep last night. Too many things run through my mind. Too many troublesome things, life things. Not world events, not Mandela effect events, nothing like that. Just stupid life things. But I will say that before going to bed last night, I noticed this possible change in reality about the pharmaceutical company. I got to be careful about how I talk about this too. Um, and I was also talking just the other day about reality, Mandela effect, and side effects. In fact, going through comments, there's a comment in there somewhere. And sorry, I don't have time to go through and post the comments and drop links as often as like, or show video clips of things as often. Just there's limited time here. I'm catching this while I drive. Phone's almost dead. Just doing the best I can here. But one of the thoughts about Mandela effects. This even I was talking to Dan not yesterday, a few days ago. He found another one that's really good, and I'm going to give him about 3 weeks to do a video, and then after that, I'm going to talk about it too because it's a good one. But we're setting that on the side. But I was telling him, man, you're on fire lately. It's you're just bird dogging these things. He says it's just like 2016 all over again. Just when 2016 was fast and furious with just all kinds of changes around us and flip-flops happening and things in real time. It was just crazy. So one of the theories Dan was saying is like maybe we die several times during the course of our life, and every time we die, we just pop into another body and another reality until we finally run out of realities to jump to, or it's just our time. That's the in terms of categories for Mandela effect reasons. That's the we've all died Mandela effect reasons. And the changes, like the little spelling things that are different and things like that, that's all just side effects. Just like a drug company that's pushing their drugs on you, and they have this tagline of all the side effects that may occur. That's kind of a theory with the Mandela effect, is that these things that we experience are random, they're small, and they're just little side effects occurring. I've also had that thought or idea, somebody said, what if there's a time machine? And that one's actually been pushed on. There was a cartoon, whatever the name of that, I can never remember the name of the cartoon, but every time that he changed time or moved through time, there was like side effects. And I seen them. There was another movie, I think called Synchronicity or something, but same thing. Every time they bounced through time, the side effect might be little changes in reality. You didn't know what was going to change. They were just side effects. So the reason I'm thinking about side effects is I've noticed ever since maybe 6-7 months, maybe last Thanksgiving. I don't know when this started, but at some point I've noticed that all the big pharma commercials that you see on TV, the tagline at the end, it used to be like really sped up and fast, and they blurt through all these terrible side effects, might cause exploding diarrhea, vomiting, skin rash all over your body, all kinds of, your head might explode. And whoever was doing it would say it so quickly, it was like you're at some sort of a bidding auction, or the blah, 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 they just spit it out so quick you barely catch it. But that's what made it so interesting. I'd watch a drug commercial and see all these happy people smiling, walking through meadows with butterflies and blue skies, and they'd just be so happy on this drug for whatever crazy weird ailment they had. And they're just so happy about life. And it would be so ironic because the tail end of it would be some some guy just spitting out side effects super fast, and that would be the part that I'd really listen to, because I was like, man, that is just hysterical how happy they act, and yet the side effects are just so awful. It's like, why would anybody do that? So the side effects were run through really fast, and they've added a new disclaimer. Like now they're reading the side effects at a slower pace. Like the woman saying them is just smiling ear to ear, big old smile on her face. You can just imagine it, because she just seems so happy along with the whole commercial, and she's reading off the side effects like, oh, no big deal. She's clipping along at a fast pace, but not as exaggerated as the one in the past where it used to be like some kind of a auction or something. Anyway, I've noticed that like all these commercials now, when you're listening to the pharmaceutical ads, they've included, now maybe this is a change in reality. Maybe if you go back in time now, you'll find they've always done it. But for me, this is new. This is brand new. And I've got to use what Matt calls hobo code, quantum conscience. He's got this whole hobo code thing just to keep, from getting flagged, bots and all that stuff. So he calls the events of 2020 and 2021, starts with Pan and the whole getting the juice, the Vicky, the DNA reprogramming. He calls it going to the Action Jacksonation movie. So if you've gone to the Action Jacksonation movie, you've been fully Action Jacksonated. Well, that you know what I'm talking about. But hobo code is for a very good reason, because you can't say things in this new dystopian, new normal world. But I've noticed that the big pharma pushing whatever they're pushing now, and whatever drug and the side effects, they give you a warning to not take it, or to talk to your doctor if you've had the Action Jacksonation, or if you're considering the Action Jacksonation movie. It's like almost all of the commercials now, I hear that. It's like, when did they start inserting that? And is nobody talking about that? I mean, why all of a sudden is it a problem if you've gotten the Action Jacksonation? Why is that an issue with all of these drugs that they're coming out? But they put it in almost all of the drug commercials now. And I am curious, if I were to go back like 10 years ago and listen to some of those drug commercials, if I'd actually hear that now inserted into the past, like reality has changed. Or are they just doing it because they have some kind of, the creeps, I'm going to just say they in quotes, the ones who run the world with their evil intent, if they have to tell you that they're going to, this, they got to tell you this. They don't want to, but they got to tell you that this could be a problem. And knowing that most people aren't going to care anyway, they're just going to do whatever they do. They're going to follow whatever advice the big pharma is given, and their doctors, of course, are on the payroll. That's like asking the drug dealer, or the drug pusher, like the guy you're getting your stuff from, whether or not this is good for you. I mean, he's on the payroll. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just thought that was funny when it comes to side effects and thinking about Mandela effect side effects, and wanted to mention that. I am curious, though, if anybody has seen anybody else talking about or noticing that the big pharma commercials are all including that warning at the end of their commercials now, or is that just escape notice? I'm curious on that. Where's my little thing here? Let me also tell you how insane work is. Corporate America is insane. And the troubles that I have in life, I know, like other people, more advanced souls than me probably would say my problems and my worries are a joke, just a joke. A more advanced soul think nothing of this. And I've wondered if do I get any kind of achievement badge for going through these experiences? Because I just completed recently the OSHA 30. OSHA 30 is a certification, 30 hours of online training, and then you get a badge, or you get a card. They mail you a card, a wallet card that you can carry around and give you a certificate. And it just says that you're trained with OSHA standards, and you're supposed to know it. So I just got that, and I was thinking, I wonder if going through certain hardships in life, if, I get at the end, do I get a badge or a wallet card? Do I get something I can carry around and say, yep, check that one off, did that, you know, like went through the Jacksonation pan, yep, did that. Stood up to my boss when I was being asked to do something I didn't feel was ethically right. Yeah, did that. Just different things. Took a beating for some stupid reason, did that. Overcame some addiction, did that. These you just wonder, do you get badges? Do you get kind of like little wallet cards as a soul? But yesterday at work, we had this ridiculous. I mean, here's the thing that I fight. I really do fight saying the wrong things on big Zoom meetings with a bunch of people acting super serious about something. So we had, I don't know, 30 some people, all big shots, and we're talking about this very, very important, discussing this audit that's coming up for ISO. It's called an ISO audit. And they said, we need to be discussing with our properties, we need to be discussing what considerations we are taking towards. The hobo code here is primate change. So the bots don't flag me. Primate change, like monkeys, primate change. What are you doing to prepare for or to address primate change? And everybody on the call is just dumbfounded. Like, well, what else? I mean, what new things? Because it wasn't like what you're already doing. We're documenting the heck out of everything. We're doing blah, 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 this and that. But what else? What new things are we coming up with? Everyone's like, I don't know. What else can we do? I mean, but you're like, well, we need to be coming up with some ideas and thinking about primate change. And like, what does anybody have any suggestions on what we could do better and to do more than we're already doing? And I so badly wanted to say, well, I think we should all come to work at midnight wearing white linen like a toga only, burn some incense, and chant a prayer to the health and safety of Mother Earth. I wanted to say that so bad. I wanted to see what they would say, but I also wanted to keep my job, so I didn't say it. But that's the crazy world. And the people who spend all day like holding meetings like this and discuss, these people make like a $500,000 a year. This is the big issues that are on their plate. This is the world of great importance that I see. Busy work and unnecessary work all day long, and it's just overblown, repetitive tasks, things making mountains out of molehills. That's corporate America all day long. But I need to quit complaining. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. Just keep saying that until it happens, right? On other news, and if I weren't driving, I would actually go and find the article and show you screenshots, maybe drop a link. So apologies now for not being a professional deal. But saw an article on, I think, Microsoft News headline was new evidence that we are living in a computer simulation. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I have to admit, ever since the events of 2016 and seeing reality, I mean, especially when the stuff changes right in front of you, you know what you're looking at, and right in front of you, boom, changes. You can't help but look around the environment that you're in and say, is this all fake? Am I in a computer? I mean, you really think, and I think maybe the reason I was able to absorb it without cracking completely is I was already kind of halfway there thinking, oh, maybe this is like a computer simulation. So the article was new evidence found that we are in a computer simulation. So I thought that was it. It always gets my curiosity when I see an article like that because of all the strange events with the Mandela effect, the side effects or the glitches, the things that are just impossible, have always been impossible, but now all of a sudden is becoming normal. The funny thing is, when I see a Mandela effect or something change now, it's happened enough. I've assimilated it into my worldview so much that when it occurs, it's fun to me. It's cool. It's not shocking anymore. It's just it's normalized. I mean, it's as normal as me driving to work and seeing rude people cut me off in traffic. It's just normal. It's not even it's hardly even bizarre to me now. That's the weird thing. The weird thing, that reality around me can change and it's not even crazy anymore. But the article, and I will say, whenever you see people like Neil D. Tyson there, or Elon the Musk, you see them pushing this stuff. I've gotten to where I don't really trust the real popular messages. So it's kind of like, if these guys are getting behind it, I don't know if I should fully get on board with that idea. But the article was saying something about the second law of infodynamics. Infodynamics is like a new thing, or an idea that the world is built on bits of information. And I don't know, I didn't read the article. Maybe I can post the link. Somebody else can. Well, I didn't read my son found the research paper that was based on the actual research paper. Still haven't read it, but I might be able to post that link. But the article was saying, world is made of information and bits of information, and in a contained system of just info bits, the information bits will like eliminate the duplications or the waste, or it'll become more efficient. Like, that's the second law of infodynamics, is that it'll kind of organize itself, or something to that measure, which is evidence that we're in a simulation. And I thought, this isn't really too far different than, remember in 2016 when Neil D. Tyson was sitting with all those other scientists. Remember that one black fellow with the crazy hair? He looked like the Black Einstein, and Neil was acting so shocked by everything this guy was saying, like he hasn't already heard it before. He's just putting on a show on that stage. And the guy is saying, we have found, as we invest, he's talking real slow and real profound, it just sounds so profound. We have discovered that we have found writ in the fabric of reality code, like computer code. And Neil's like, really? Oh, that's amazing. That's wow. And he's like, not only that, not only have we found code written into the fabric of reality, we found self-correcting code, specific code to fix problems. Mind blown. Oh, of course we're in a simulation. This is during the same time that Jordy is going around telling everybody that D-Wave is tapping into other realities, and we're all like, what? So, and the Mandela effect is really, really coming on strong. So, good memories there. Anyway, this article is like a little refresher almost of that way back then. I do need to drop the link. I need to stop when I get back if my phone's got any battery left, and put that link down there. Some of y'all need to read that paper, that research paper, and give me in the comments a summary of some of the key points. What's the takeaway here? Well, if there's anything good in there, let me know. But that whole thing came to memory, and it was fun to discuss the ideas with my son yesterday. Remember also the Max, starts with an L, Laughlin kid or whatever, the teenage, like 13-year-old genius. Remember back in 2016? If I have time, I'll find it. But man, I found a guy completely ripped that one apart. Like this kid came from nowhere. He's suddenly a sensation around the world. He's considered the smartest kid ever, and he's doing this proof for whatever. So I saw a guy do a YouTube video ripping to shreds this kid's theories, this kid's invention. Like there is no invention there, nothing at all. Total hoax. Uh, I was like, yeah, I've kind of wondered about that too. He seemed to get a lot of fame overnight, and he was supposed to be a voice for the Mandela effect, which always I'm all for feeling like there's a little bit of credibility out there for the Mandela effect, but then I wonder, if when I get further evidence that it's like a bunch of like I don't know, it's at the long run it's more discrediting. You can put somebody out there that's a hot shot and it sounds right, and you're like, yeah, this is the reason for the Mandela effect, and then later on you find things to discredit it. It's like the Alex Jones syndrome, basically. You're like, oh yeah, Alex is putting out some good movies, but then you find out he's crazy and he puts off this awful vibe. I mean, I could not be in the same room with Alex Jones. He does more damage than good. He might be showing some things that are true, but he's god awful in every other way. And yeah, I think the whole Bill Hicks thing with Alex Jones seems possible. A little bit of facelift, few small changes, and you've got Bill Hicks. But that's besides the point too. Anyway, just wanted to share those thoughts on my morning drive, and I hope you have a good day, and God bless.